Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. It's always a privilege to speak to a room full of dreamers, doers, and warriors. I want to talk about something simple but powerful, something I've learned not just from the red carpets and the cameras, but from life itself. It's this: move with strategy, not emotion. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a deeply emotional person. I cry watching dog videos. I get angry when I see injustice. I love fiercely and I care hard. But I've also learned that your emotions are like waves. You cannot stop them, but you can choose which ones you surf. Emotions are valid, they're real. But if you let them drive the car, don't be surprised when you crash into disappointment. When I started in this industry, I was just a teenager, fresh out of a beauty pageant, dropped into the madness of Bollywood. Everyone had an opinion about how I looked, how I sounded, whether I belonged. And let me tell you, if I had moved based on emotion, fear, doubt, anger, I would have packed up and gone home before my first movie wrapped. But I didn't. I made a plan, I studied, I listened, I chose my projects with care. I turned pain into fuel, I moved with strategy. When I transitioned to Hollywood, it wasn't easy. I was told, you won't make it here. Too brown, too different, too bold, and yes, it stung. But instead of letting that emotion drown me, I asked myself, what can I do with this? I found a lane, and then I created space. I worked like my life depended on it, because in many ways it did, and I kept my eyes on the long game. See, strategy is what turns passion into purpose. Strategy is what makes sure your anger becomes action, not chaos. Strategy is how you protect your energy, guard your peace, and still dominate in your field. It's easy to lash out, to act in the heat of the moment, to let your ego decide your next move. But success isn't about who shouts the loudest. It's about who thinks the deepest. Success is chess, not checkers. Let your heart feel, let your gut guide, but let your mind lead, so the next time you're in a situation, hurt, frustrated, overlooked, I want you to pause, breathe, step back. Ask yourself, what do I want? What's the smartest way to get there? Because trust me, nothing is more powerful than a person who can feel deeply, but still move wisely. I'll leave you with this: your emotions are valid, but your strategy is power. Feel everything, but act with intention. That's how you win. That's how you build legacy. That's how you lead. Move with strategy, not emotion. And I promise the world will follow your lead. Emotions are a fundamental part of being human. They connect us to our experiences, our memories, and to each other. Whether it's joy, sadness, anger, or fear, emotions color our world and make life rich and meaningful. But here's the truth many people overlook. While emotions are real and valid, they are not always reliable guides when it comes to making important decisions. If we let our feelings drive our choices unchecked, we risk making impulsive moves that can lead to regret, confusion, or failure. I've been there myself. In moments of frustration or hurt, it's tempting to act immediately, to lash out, to say things we don't mean, or to give up before the battle is even over. But the key is to recognize that emotions, like waves in the ocean, come and go. We cannot stop them from rising, but we can choose which waves we ride. Acting in the heat of the moment, when emotions are at their strongest, is like trying to navigate a stormy sea without a compass. You're at the mercy of the wind and the waves. Learning to pause and create space between feeling and action is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. When you pause, you give yourself a chance to breathe, to clear your mind, and to see the situation more clearly. You create room for your rational mind to weigh options, consider consequences, and make a decision based on strategy rather than emotion alone. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It means honoring them, understanding what they're telling you, but not letting them hijack your direction. In my own journey, from the pressures of the film industry to the challenges of international success, I've faced countless moments where my initial emotional reaction was intense. But if I had let those reactions dictate my choices, I wouldn't be standing here today. Instead, I chose to listen deeply to my emotions, but then to step back and move forward with a clear plan. That's how you protect your energy and maintain your focus on what truly matters. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by emotion, remind yourself, it's okay to feel deeply, but don't make big decisions in that moment. Pause, breathe, and choose your move wisely. Your emotions are your strength. When you master how to manage them, they become a source of clarity and power, not confusion and chaos. Passion is an incredible force. It's what ignites the fire within us, makes us chase our dreams, and pushes us to keep going even when the road gets tough. Without passion, life can feel dull and directionless, but passion alone is not enough. Many people start with excitement and energy, only to burn out or lose their way because they lack a clear strategy. That's where purpose and planning come in. Strategy is what transforms raw passion into something meaningful, something sustainable, something that creates lasting impact. When you're passionate about something, your heart beats faster, your creativity flows, and your motivation is sky high. But passion without strategy can feel like a car speeding without brakes or a map. It can lead to frustration because you're moving fast but not necessarily moving forward in the right direction. You might work harder and harder, but without a plan, your efforts can scatter and lose power. Strategy acts as a compass. It helps you channel your passion into focused action. It guides your steps, shows you which opportunities to take and which to avoid, and helps you build momentum with purpose. It's the difference between someone who dreams big but stays stuck and someone who dreams big and turns those dreams into reality. The truth is, passion gives you the energy to start, but strategy is what keeps you going and helps you finish strong. I've seen this in my own life. When I first began my career, my passion for acting and storytelling was undeniable, but it wasn't enough to simply love the craft. I had to make deliberate choices about the roles I took, the people I worked with, and the skills I developed. I had to think long-term, not just chase immediate excitement. That planning and strategic thinking helped me grow as an artist and open doors in both Bollywood and Hollywood. Without strategy, passion can be scattered and exhausting. With strategy, it becomes focused and unstoppable. Purpose comes from understanding why you do what you do, and strategy helps you map out how to make that purpose real. When passion and strategy come together, they create a powerful combination that drives success and fulfillment. So, embrace your passion fully, but don't stop there. Take the time to build a strategy that turns your fire into a guiding light, one that leads you to where you want to go. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path, moments of rejection, failure, and heartbreak that shake you to your core. Pain is inevitable. No one is immune to it, but what separates those who succeed from those who give up is how they respond to that pain. It's easy to let hurt and disappointment paralyze you, to stop you from moving forward, but pain, when understood and harnessed correctly, can become the fuel that drives your growth and success. When you experience setbacks or criticism, your first instinct might be to retreat or lash out. You might feel overwhelmed by self-doubt or question your worth. Those feelings are natural, but you don't have to be a victim of your pain. Instead, you can choose to see pain as a signal, a call to action. It's a powerful motivator to prove to yourself and the world that you are stronger than your circumstances. Pain can ignite a fire within you to push harder, work smarter, and reach higher. I have faced criticism and rejection many times. Whether it was being told I didn't fit the mold or doubted because of where I came from, those moments stung deeply, but I refused to let them stop me. Instead of sinking into despair, I chose to let that pain sharpen my focus. I asked myself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? How can I use this experience to become better? When you approach pain with this mindset, it becomes a teacher rather than a barrier. Turning pain into fuel requires strength and strategy. It means acknowledging your emotions without letting them control you. It means taking that emotional energy and channeling it into purposeful action. This is what builds resilience, an unbreakable spirit that keeps you moving forward no matter the odds. Every successful person you admire has faced moments of pain and failure, but what sets them apart is their ability to transform that pain into progress. So the next time you feel hurt or rejected, don't let it stop you. Use it as your power source. Let it remind you why you started and how far you want to go. Pain will always be part of the journey, but it doesn't have to define your story. When you learn to fuel your journey with pain instead of letting it paralyze you, you unlock a strength inside you that can move mountains. In today's world, it's so easy to get caught up in instant gratification. We live in an era where everything moves fast: messages, opportunities, trends, and sometimes that pace makes us forget the importance of patience and vision. But real success isn't about quick wins or short bursts of energy. It's about long-term thinking, about playing the game with your eyes on the horizon rather than just the next move. This kind of mindset separates those who build lasting legacies from those who burn out or fade away. When you focus only on what feels good right now, you risk losing sight of what truly matters. It's tempting to chase validation, applause, or immediate rewards because they satisfy our ego and make us feel good temporarily. But success built on quick fixes or momentary approval is often shallow and fragile. True success requires you to look beyond the surface, to think about where you want to be years from now, and to make decisions that support that vision, even if they don't give you instant pleasure or recognition. I've learned this through my own journey. In the early days of my career, there were many times I could have taken shortcuts or chosen easier paths just to get quick attention or fame. But I knew that my dreams were bigger than the moment. I wanted a career that would last, that would inspire, and that would make a real difference. That meant making sometimes difficult choices, saying no to projects that didn't align with my values, investing time in learning and growing rather than just performing, and staying committed to a vision even when the results weren't immediate. Long-term thinking requires discipline and patience. It means putting ego aside and not getting distracted by the noise. It means building relationships, honing your craft, and creating foundations that can support your dreams for years to come. Sometimes it means taking the harder road, knowing that the reward will be greater down the line. This kind of vision doesn't just help you succeed, it helps you thrive sustainably. When you develop a mindset focused on the long game, you're less likely to be shaken by setbacks or criticism because you understand that success is a journey, not a destination. You're more strategic in your choices and more resilient in your challenges. And ultimately, you create a legacy that's meaningful and enduring. So, as you chase your dreams, remember to think beyond the moment, invest in your future, make choices that honor your bigger vision, and keep your eyes on the horizon. That's how you build success that lasts. Emotional control is not about shutting down your feelings or pretending you're always calm and collected. It's about understanding your emotions deeply and learning how to manage them in a way that empowers you rather than holds you back. Every strong leader, every person who has achieved lasting success, knows that emotions are powerful. They can either fuel your fire or consume your energy. The real skill lies in mastering your emotional responses so you can stay focused, clear-headed, and purposeful no matter what life throws your way. When you hear the phrase emotional control, it's easy to think it means being robotic or suppressing your true self. But that's far from the truth. Emotional control means being emotionally intelligent, recognizing what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and then choosing how to respond. It's the difference between reacting impulsively in anger or frustration and responding thoughtfully with confidence and grace. It means giving yourself permission to feel without being overwhelmed by those feelings. I've had moments in my career and personal life when emotions ran high, whether it was disappointment after a setback, fear of the unknown, or frustration at unfair criticism. The temptation to react immediately, to lash out or retreat, was strong. But I learned that the best way forward was to acknowledge those emotions honestly, let them be felt, and then step back to gain perspective. This pause creates space for clarity. When you take control of your emotions, you gain power over your choices rather than letting emotions dictate your path. Emotional control also means developing resilience. Life will challenge you, people will doubt you. Situations will test your patience and your strength. The ability to remain composed and purposeful in those moments is what separates leaders from followers. It's not about being emotionless. It's about harnessing your emotions as a source of energy and motivation while maintaining your focus. When you master emotional control, you build trust in yourself and with others. People recognize you as someone who can handle pressure, make wise decisions, and lead with empathy. This kind of emotional intelligence helps you navigate relationships, conflicts, and opportunities with balance and strength. So, don't fear your emotions, feel them deeply, understand them fully, and then choose to respond with intention. That is true emotional mastery, and it will take you far in every part of your life. Life is a beautiful balance between head and heart, Both are essential, but when it comes to making decisions and moving forward, it's crucial to let your mind take the lead while your heart supports the journey. Your heart is the source of passion, creativity, and intuition. It tells you what you truly want, what excites you, and what moves you deeply. But the mind is the navigator. It plans, analyzes, and steers you through challenges. When you allow your mind to guide your actions, with your heart inspiring and motivating, you create a powerful harmony that helps you make wise choices and stay true to yourself. Too often, people either follow their heart blindly or try to think their way through everything without considering their feelings. Both extremes can lead to trouble. When you act solely on emotion, you might rush into decisions that don't serve you well or burn out quickly. When you rely only on logic, you risk losing touch with your true desires and what makes you come alive. The secret lies in integrating the two. Your heart lights the fire. It's what makes you jump out of bed in the morning with excitement, and what connects you to your dreams and purpose. It's also the voice of your intuition, the subtle, quiet nudges that often know the right path before your mind can explain it. Listening to your heart keeps you grounded in what matters most, reminding you why you're doing what you're doing. But passion alone is not enough. Without guidance, it can scatter and lead you down confusing paths. This is where the mind steps in. The mind creates structure. It evaluates options, weighs risks, and plans the steps necessary to turn dreams into reality. It's the voice of reason that prevents you from making impulsive decisions that might satisfy your emotions temporarily but harm you in the long run. When your mind leads and your heart supports, you're able to make balanced decisions that honor both your dreams and the practical realities. This balance builds confidence because you know you're not just chasing fleeting feelings or cold logic. You're combining both to create a thoughtful and inspired path forward. In my own life, I've learned to honor both my heart and mind. I let my heart fuel my passion and creativity, but rely on my mind to chart the course and make strategic moves. This balance has helped me navigate complex decisions in my career and personal life, allowing me to stay true to who I am while also achieving my goals. So, embrace your emotions and intuition, but let your mind be the captain. Together, they will guide you to success that's not only fulfilling but sustainable. Thank you.